using Google Sites to share the digital workbook. For me, I use a Google Site as my class homepage in order to provide the right amount of material every week. Let me show you what that looks like in Google Sites. You can learn more about Google Sites on the Google Sites support page. You can search for it and find tutorial videos. There are other ways to create free or inexpensive sites online, or you could even use your learning management system. I'm going to start at my home page, and I'm going to add a new page for this week's class. So I'm not going to walk through everything, but let's say this is week 4. I'm going to create a new page, and we're already there. In my new page for this week, I'm going to list the content by the activity, and I'm going to start with the grammar videos. So what I'll do is I'm just going to use a basic layout, and I like to use these headings also to create clear divisions of content. So I might call this grammar videos. And later I can add images. I'll show you an example of something very basic and colorful. But even simple images can help guide students and break up the information. And for this, in Google Sites, this is called title. In any other site, you might want to use what's called a subheading or heading level 2 to help with screen reader accessibility. And Google Sites has something that they call a button. It's pretty handy for this work. I'm going to make a button for every video page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say video for level 1. And after that, I'm going to create a link. I'm going to switch over. I'm going to switch screens to the digital workbook. And I'm going to go into the book. I'm going to find the video that I want. So I'm going to start with the beginning videos and exercises. And we're in the 4th week, and we usually do one topic every week. And I'm going to select the URL up here. And this is the URL at this point in time. This might be different by the time you're watching the video. I'm going to switch back to my Google site. I'm going to paste that. That looks okay. I'm going to click Insert. We're going to move that back here. That looks better. And I can repeat that. I can add more buttons for the next levels. One thing that I did in the name, you might have noticed, is I used a meaningful description. This is the video for level 2. Sometimes we see not so helpful descriptions. Someone using a screen reader or even just reading the button is not really going to understand where that link goes. Make sure you use descriptive links, something like video level 1. So from there on, I'm going to do the same thing for other videos for level 2 or the advanced beginner, and level 3, the intermediate level. And don't forget, also there are readers for beginning, high beginning, and intermediate levels. I usually build those links as well. So students can now navigate from my home page to the workbook, and it's in a way that's accessible and scaffolded. Let me show you an example. I go back to my pages, go to the home, and I'm even going to preview this, which is a nice feature. Students can click on this week's plan or click on this image, and it's going to show them the activities for week 4. And I've got the grammar videos, I've got additional listening practice, and I've got reading links that they can follow. So So this is one example of making a Google site to help guide students to the content in the workbook. You can find more support from Google and lots of online tutorials if you want to learn more about Google Sites. This process can work in similar ways for other websites and even an LMS at your institution. When you do this, try to use headings and images to guide students, and use descriptive text in your links to the digital workbook. If you want advice about helping students navigate to a homepage, see our Sharing with Students advice, using Google Sites to share the digital workbook.